must say, lovely fashion tips. Kate and myself were looking like, wow, very, very nice, very nice. But as you said, Liesl, yes, today is Motivational Monday, and we are working through Kate's 5 steps rather to help you quick shift your life. She calls herself the Quick Shift Deva. Now, we went through the first one, which was to start small and to give yourself a chance by not trying to change everything all at once, which led us to step 2, which starts with, it's a CPR plan that she calls it, starting off with a C, which is commitment. Now we're moving on to step number 3, which is planning, right?
Planning, yes.
I think which is a very, very, very important part, because I mean, after you've done all of these things, if you can't plan out exactly how you're going to achieve your goal, then it kind of is worthless.
Yeah, they say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
There we go.
So one of the things is these are a planner's best friend. Little post-it notes, doesn't matter what colour you choose. And the way, if we go back to that health and fitness goal we were talking about.
Yes.
So let's say I weigh an energetic or vital 60 kilograms and fit into my fabulous sexy jeans. So there's different components to that. So you might go, right, every day I need to drink 2 litres of water. So you just put the post-it note down. And you would just write quite fast, just put one component on each post-it.
Yes.
So the next one might be only 2 cups of coffee, not 4.
Okay.
The next one might be I need to exercise for 30 minutes every day. Okay, so you just keep putting a bunch of post-it notes while you're brainstorming. That's the key to planning. You might go, I need to get Kat at work to help me every time I have a cup of coffee, I have to drink my glass of water.
Yeah.
You need to say...
like an accountability buddy.
Yeah, so that's kind of the next... Yeah, so one of the things, you put all the components down, and then you take these post-it notes and you put them somewhere visible. So I always say your fridge, okay? It could be somewhere on your desk. It could be around your computer.
Yes.
So you don't have to rewrite a whole plan. You don't have to be complicated. Take the post-it notes of everything you're going to do, put it somewhere up so that you can see it.
Yes.
It needs to be in your face, so it's top of mind, because when we're trying to change a habit, one of the things is we numb out and we kind of like to forget that we're doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make it visible. And then what I always say, you know, we're always talking about one thing, is if you can bring everything that you're doing around that goal, okay, so you're trying to slim down, lose a little bit of weight, what is the one thing that if your day is falling apart and you're falling off the rails, if you can bring it down to one concept every day that you know would be the key to just keeping you shifting forward. So for example, if it's with the health and fitness, maybe your key is I've just got to drink the water. So if you're having a really bad day, all the other things might feel too much, but I can just drink water. So it's always good to know what your one essential key factor is, so you can always come back to that, start again.
And would that be the one thing that you're most comfortable with, the one thing that you do the easiest?
Well, it could be just the thing that you know without fail will get you closer to your goal.
All right.
So maybe for the next person it might be, if I just do the exercise and I don't have to stress so much about the others today when I'm having a bad day, you pick what it feels right for you. And it's always about trusting your gut, okay? There's no strict rule around that. Okay, so that's the planning part. So brainstorm, visible, bring it down to one thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the CPR, we're on to the R part of the CPR.
The R is the bit that people don't like. So R is about repetition. So, you know, you got the goal for 2 weeks down the line. Well, it doesn't just happen on its own. So you got to get your ass to gym. You got to drink the water. You got to do it with absolute vigilance. And that's the bit, you know, you've got to show up every day in your own life so that you can change something. You've got to be there, you've got to be present. So you've got to execute it with vigilance. You've also then got to give yourself the accountability you mentioned earlier. So who can help you? Do you need a personal trainer? Do you need a coach? Do you need someone to walk on the beach with? Do you need... Facebook is a fabulous thing for that. If you put a pledge, so I'm going to drink 2 litres of water every day, and you got all your couple of hundred mates saying, did you drink your water today, Kate?
Especially if they're poking every time you're doing like, did you do it? Did you do it?
But you know, those social media components, if we use them properly, they are great accountability tools used in the right way. So play with whatever social media you use, Twitter as well. And the last thing is, what do we got? Accountability. I just gone blank on live TV. Feedback, thank you. So one of the things is, if you've got all of these post-it notes, you can at the end of the day go back and go, how did I do? Okay, have I done everything that I thought I should do today? So you give yourself feedback. You're not looking at kind of making yourself feel bad or looking like a failure.
I was going to ask that, because how important is it to be strict on yourself when you're giving yourself feedback? Because you don't want to look back on it and say, okay, I've had a week and I've not reached my goal, but it's okay because I've been doing certain things when you've aimed to achieve a certain kind of goal.
Sure, so that's, you know, if you've got the accountability partner, they can also help keep you on track. So you do have to be strict if you want to reach the goal. Okay, so it's that fine line between, is it important enough to me? Am I motivated? Am I inspired to do it? Or am I going to keep letting myself off the hook? So one of the things is, you know, there's a concept called acting against type. So if you're always somebody that is trying to do too much, well, maybe you need to bring your goal down. If you're always somebody that lets yourself off the hook, maybe you need to be much more vigilant in getting the accountability partner. So you know, we know ourselves best, but we tend to lie to ourselves best as well. So you've just always got to keep doing the one thing that you know is going to get you close to the goal. And if every day you keep going, well, I haven't done X, Y, Z, and the next day I haven't done X, Y, Z, then you're conning yourself. You're delusional that you're going to reach your goal. So either change your goal or start trying to find a different way of doing it.
Kate, amazing. Love it. I'm loving the tips that we're getting on this Motivational Monday, and keep sharing your tips with us on our Facebook page. We'll read them out a bit later on. Also remembering we are running a competition wherein you can win one of Kate's special courses called Shift Your Property, valued at 1,280 Rand. It's a whole course consisting of an ebook, and it takes you through the process of getting yourself into a position where you can actually sell your house for what it's worth, probably even more so if you do it right. But anyway, if you want to win that course, SMS the keyword win, your name and your city to 33728. More with Kate a bit later on. Right now, though, I never knew that Ewan was a runner, and this weekend he was like, oh, I've been on this awesome, fantastic run. Dude, you run?
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.